Hey friends, I hope you are having a great Thursday. I was cutting paper this morning and one thing led to another and I had a bunch of chippy bits and it was like, and as I looked at the chippy bits, I remembered my little fairy books, my tiny little fairy books that I used to make for my pine bark shelves that I made for fairy furniture. And I thought that you guys might like to know how to do this. It's super difficult. Not. But it was just so much fun to kind of sit here and just knock up a few of these little things. They're so tiny and so sweet, and they're so simple to make. I start out with a cover that is about 1 3/4 by 1. This was, I think I was cutting up, I was making ATCs, and I was using the covers of some paper packs. So we've got 1 3/4 by 1 for the cover, and the signatures that go in the little books are 1 1/2 by 1. What you're going to want to do with the signature, I always do 5 pages, and then you're going to fold that in half, and when you fold it in half, then you've got a 10-page signature here. What you need to do when you have your signature all done, y'all, is just glue it together. And we're just going to take a dab of glue and put it like that. And then we kind of stack our signature, because you got to have something holding that signature together. You could get fancy and sew it if you want. That's not the way I usually do it. I'm not a good sewer. I'm not a sewer, period. I admire you guys who do sewing. So there we go. We just dropped some glue right there. So that will kind of hold it together. Alright, I'm going to press that back together again. I'm going to put just a little bit of, hit it with stamp pad. I like that black. Okay, let's work on another signature. This is a great little project for just those chippy bits, that you end up with when you're cutting paper. This morning I was cutting paper for some fabric minis that I'm doing, and also cutting paper for my copier downstairs, my printer. I was lucky enough that someone who was cleaning out an office gave me a bunch of printer paper. But it was 8 1/2 by 14. It was a legal size, so I cut it so I can use it in my printer downstairs. Word gets out. Tammy will Tammy will recycle it. Oh, very fortunate in that way. Okay. And there we go. So we got 2 signatures done. In 2011, I stumbled into fairy art, and that's really the only way that I can describe the little magical happenings that started going on in my yard, basically. I was just picking up sticks. I was finding interesting stones. I was finding just all kinds of stuff in my yard. And I was like, And then I started making fairy chairs and fairy thrones and fairy houses and fairy shelves and things like that. So it was quite a big fairyland for about 3 years that I made fairy furniture and sold fairy furniture on Etsy and at galleries and things like that. And then when that was kind of played out, believe it or not, I found Jennibellie, and the rest is kind of history. That first video that Jenny did, not her first video, but when she made the box, made the book from a cereal box, it was like, yep, I'm smitten. That's what I want to do. I'm putting a little bit of ink, just inking the edges of the cover of the book. Now what you want to do is, we've got our signatures all kind of glued. Now we're going to glue them into the book. So just a little bit of Eileen's tacky glue. This is something so fun for children to do. They like anything small. It fits into their little world. And take my finger and just rub that glue like that. And I do that because we don't want glue kind of oozing out, even though sometimes it does, and that's no big whoop, so don't worry about it. And there we go. We've got ourselves a teeny little fairy book. And here is another one that I made this morning, and here is another one, and I've got enough scraps to make a couple more. I hope you guys try this. It's not complicated, and it's a lot of fun. You can decorate your covers and decorate your spines and things like that. It's just a lot of fun. I thought you guys would enjoy it. Happy Thursday. Talk to you soon.